it's time to sit back and relax with your favorite drink. And listen. Well, tonight's video should serve as inspiration for all those of you who've submitted a story to me and have been waiting quite a long time for me to get around to reading it. This is, would you believe, part 2 of a story that I originally did back in 2018, and the second part has been sitting on my desktop for more than 3 years, so my apologies for the author for one hell of a long wait, but given the subject of tonight's story, perhaps it's quite fitting. Something really special for you this evening, the Mandela Effect. What? What is it? Where am I? Who am I? What is this feeling? There's no light. There's no dark, no sound. Just a feeling. A consciousness. Did I die? Is this heaven? No, it can't be. I can't move. I can't breathe. This feeling. It's like I'm trapped in my own mind, and there's nothing I can do. It feels like I'm drowning, unable to grab a grasp of air, even though my whole being calls for it. What am I? What can this be? Is anyone there? Hello? Am I even real? Well, I must be someone. I think therefore I am, right? How long have I been here for? Oh, feels like I've been here forever, and yet I'm just becoming aware of it. Wait. Memories flooding back to me like a wild tempest. I can remember my past self. Remember the pain, the sorrow, but also the beautiful moments. The pride and passion, the highs and the lows. I can remember riding my first bike, learning to drive, getting married, our first home. Yeah, I remember that one quite well. But there's something more, something powerful. Memory. Wow, that's a powerful feeling. Oh, her. How could I forget? It's all coming back to me. She was my everything. My being is now just filled with a formidable emotion, a protective, nurturing sensation. All I can do is think about her, my little one, my daughter, Penelope. Where is she? Oh, is she like me now? Does she even know? Oh God, she must be so afraid. But there's nothing I can do. I don't even know where or what I am now. Christ, I don't even remember if I died, but I do remember where and when this all started. I know I'm just talking, well, thinking to myself, but if anyone can hear me in this void of reason, then listen. Listen to me now. I'll tell you how I think it happened. Maybe you can help me. Even better, you can bring me back. Maybe I'm not even dead. This is just my brain keeping me going. Somehow, though, I don't believe it. This is all too vivid, too real to be made up. One thing, though, if you can hear me, but you can't bring me back, then just tell the little one. Tell my Penelope that I love her, and Daddy will find her. You need to find her. You need to. You must. Just listen. See for yourself. Work it out for me. Then do what you must. Whatever it takes. Oh, it all started on just another normal night. What I didn't know is that this night was potentially my last. Daddy, close the window. Little one barking her orders as always. I may have been her dad, but, well, she was in charge. Yes, boss. Best not to make her angry. The temperature dropped rapidly when the sun set. the curtains in her bedroom blustering in the breeze. She was tucked in her bed, tired after another day of discovery. "So, what did you learn today then?" Before she drifts off to the land of Nod, I always wanted to know what she'd discovered. The mind of a child is like a sponge. Everything they learn and pick up develops over time and shapes their future. Little one could choose to be anything: an astronaut, a zoologist, maybe even a footballer. But judging by her duvet, she wanted to be a princess. I'm not pushy. I just want her to live life to the full, to capture every moment. Finding out what she learned, well, that made me part of the moment too, and I wanted to be in every moment. "Today we learned about space," she said with a smile and abundant enthusiasm, which is good. It's my favorite subject too. "Yeah? Sounds exciting. Maybe one day you can be an astronaut and go into space." "Really?" she replied with a shocked and surprised notion. "Little one, if you tried hard enough, you could touch the very stars themselves." As I said that, little one just looked at the window, past the trees and nearby houses. She just concentrated on the millions of minute specks of light in the dark ocean that is our universe. Her imagination must have been running wild. Her smile only grew with each possibility in her mind. Then, as always, she never failed to make me laugh. "I could be a princess in space." "Yeah, why not? No need to kill her dreams, not yet. Let her be a princess in space, even if it is just for one night. Come on, little one, time to shoot off to sleep." I tucked her in, and she looked so comfortable, her eyes still fixated on the stars in the night sky. With a kiss on her head, I leave her room, leave her to the dreams of what could be. "Night, Daddy." "Good night, little space princess." She laughs so gently. I close the door too, but not fully closed. She may be a bright girl, but like any other child, the darkness is one fear she's yet to conquer. Well, that's the end of my fatherly duties for another day. Now's a good time to catch up on some football. I go to the living room and slump on the couch. A beer already waiting for me, now I remember. I got it out the fridge earlier, just before I put Penelope to bed. Nice little gift for myself. I switch the TV on, and, as always, the default channel is none other than the sports station. Fantastic. What's this? Kickoff been delayed. Bloody hell. I wasn't known for my patience, less so when football is involved. Oh well, not much to do. Let's see what else is on. I flick through the stations. As always, nothing but adverts. As I'm passing through each channel, the periphery of my vision is drawn to a picture frame, sitting proud next to the TV. It's of me and the little one on holiday. Both of us sunning ourselves on the beach. Bless her. She had her leg in a cast in this photo. Broke it while on holiday. I always loved this picture because, well, I just did. She showed such strong will just to continue the holiday and have a smile on her face. That picture reminded me that she's going to be okay. Such a strong character. Anyways, after being cheered up for a few moments, I went back to the monotony of changing the channel. Rubbish, rubbish, advert, rubbish, another advert, I muttered to myself. My patience is wearing thin. Screw it, I give up. There's nothing on. I have to revert to the one channel I hate, but it's always running. The news. I don't watch much TV, so need to keep up to date with any events any way I can. Not exactly how I envisioned my night, but, well, here we are. Now for our top stories. The news reporter looks too enthusiastic. It's only news. Maybe another politician has been screwing around with expenses, or a dog's won a talent show. The Prime Minister has said that talks over Brexit are going well and a deal is in sight. Oh, boring. Said that a bit too loud. I listen out for movement. but looks like I got away with it. Penelope didn't hear. Always have to be careful, especially when the football's on. Also, scientists at CERN have experienced difficulties when conducting experiments. Now this is more like it. Genuinely something interesting on the news. During recent tests, the Hadron Collider, a giant magnetic tube over 16 miles in diameter, able to send atoms at 99% the speed of light, malfunctioned and caused a power outage across the city. Professor Clive Tremaine had this to say: "These tests are perfectly normal, and the odd power outage is a possible outcome with each test. Sometimes the generators can overload, which causes power surges. The outages are down to our safety procedures being adhered to. I can assure the public that there is nothing to worry about." Well, if the professor said we're going to be okay, then we will be. But just before I got too confident, the news reporter had another guest on, just to make me question my own beliefs. That was Professor Clive Tremaine at CERN, but not all scientists are so sure that everything is as it seems. Andy Parsons, a radio presenter from the famous paranormal channel Coast to Coast, has his doubts. Oh, here we go, I jest to myself. Coast to Coast is famous for being rather outlandish with their claims. If CERN continues with their experiments, then eventually something will go wrong. You're not just messing with atoms. There's potential that time and space itself can be distorted. Each time they smash these atoms, it creates a microscopic black hole. Now, luckily these are so small that they die almost as soon as they're formed, but, well, what if? What if these black holes merged or got bigger and swallowed as whole? Or changed the very fabric of this dimension? God, those guys over at CERN are just not going to learn. They're trying to become God. Well, that's enough of that. Remembering that the football should kick off any time now, I go to change the channel. But before I do, the phone rings. Now, I remember, this is where everything changes. I casually walk over to the phone and mutter to myself, "Who could this be?" It was late on a Monday. I wasn't expecting any calls. Probably one of them scammers, telling me I had an accident and wished to help me claim. Yeah, that'd be about right. I pick up the phone, almost ready to tell some stupid salesman to get lost. As I do, the lights around the house flicker. Only for a brief moment, but enough to cause me to pause what I was doing. The lights went back to normal, so I reverted to answering the phone. To my surprise, though, there was nothing. No salesman, no one, not even a dial tone. It was like someone had cut the cord. I pressed the phone's dialer a few times to get some sort of reaction, but nothing. Weird, I chuckled to myself, with a nervous disposition. Bugger it, I'll look into it tomorrow. Remembering that kickoff is any time now, I thought I'd get my priorities straight. I put the phone back in its charger and went and sat back on the couch. Right, enough of this. Time for some football. Once again, to my surprise, the TV was off. I don't remember turning it off. Could have been that power flicker, maybe. No matter. I get the controller and turn the TV on. Nothing. What the hell? I was angrier rather than surprised now. I'm missing the football. I press the controller again. Still nothing. I check the controller's batteries, then give the controller a smack, seeing if that could help. No different to kicking a tire in an old car. Still nothing. Bloody thing. Useless piece of... I get up and try to turn the TV on from its own controls built within. I press the power button. Nothing. Not even a small glitch of static. God, what the bloody hell? I press the power button a few more times just to be sure. Nothing. Oh, that's it. Must have blown a fuse from that power surge earlier. The lights were still working though, so it couldn't have been a full power cut. Just weird how both the TV and the phone had stopped working. I wonder if next door has the same problem. My closest friend, Alex, he would know what to do. The guy could build a computer with a spoon. Well, can't leave the house with the little one on her own. Better use the mobile. I remember the phone being up in my room on charge. I rush up the stairs post-haste. The door to the little one's room is still as I left it. Ooh, best tread carefully. Don't want to wake her up. Oh, it'll be hell on earth. I gingerly walk into my room and see my mobile sitting there on the side cabinet. I walk over to the phone, nerves starting to build. Oh, this bloody thing had better be working. I mumble to myself as I walk towards the cabinet. As I pick up the mobile and turn it on, I'm once again shocked. Nothing. What the hell is going on? My voice starting to tremble with disbelief. I'd left the mobile on charge since dinner, and that was hours ago. God, why is nothing working? I glance around the room trying to make sense of everything. I sit down on the bed. As I do, I notice the corner of a laptop sticking out from under the frame. Right, this has to work. I bend down and pick up the laptop. I flip open the casing, press the power button, and nothing. This has to be a big problem. I don't believe in coincidences. The phone and TV being out, maybe, but a phone and laptop with its own power supply not working either. This has to be something big. I've got no choice. I'm going to have to wake Penelope up and take her next door with me, see if Alex is having the same trouble. With a purpose, I quickly walk out of my bedroom and storm towards the little one's room. If this is something big, then we need to stay ahead. Oh, little one, really sorry, but No. My voice literally shakes. The breath I exhale is chilled, and my heart feels like it's skipping beats as I investigate an empty room. Penelope! I shout. The sound of my voice echoes throughout the house. No reply. I quickly turn back and run to the bathroom. Maybe she's using it and I just didn't see her. The door is closed. Only really closed when it's being used, so looking positive. Penelope? Are you in there? I knock on the door frantically, trying to get an answer. It's unlocked. I open it slowly, but nothing. Oh, God, where is she? A bead of sweat runs down my face. Penelope! I scream her name, hoping, just yearning to hear her voice, yet still nothing. Then, something occurs to me. It's like my brain took a while to see it, to analyze it. But something was definitely wrong. I'd missed it at first, too occupied with finding Penelope. I swiftly run back to the room and check again. This time, I notice it. The bed, it was made, and the window was open. Oh no. My voice, just a whisper. She's never done anything like this before. Maybe she took my comment about reaching the stars seriously. Our garage roof is right outside her window. She could easily jump down to street level without injuring herself. I go to the window to check. Nothing. Penelope! My shout roars across the streets, no doubt heard by everyone in the surrounding neighborhoods. Good. Maybe they can help. After a moment, I gather myself, realizing what I have to do. Once again, I move hurriedly downstairs, my trainers waiting for me by the entrance door. I put them on, struggling to catch my breath, a mixture of exhaustion and fear. Right, keys. Don't forget your keys. I always left my keys in the same place, a small metallic box on the TV stand. I dash over to collect my keys. I kneel, legs shaking with pure adrenaline coursing through my veins. As I stand back up, I do so gradually, giving my brain, no, my soul, enough time to take in what I've just seen. The photo by the TV. It's just me. She's not there. Penelope, she's gone. It's just me at the beach, on my own. What? I'm barely able to speak. My whole body feels light, as if I'm about to collapse. I'm numb from head to toe. How is this even possible? What on earth can this mean? Why? How? I don't even remember this picture being taken. So many questions running through my mind. Oh, this can't be. I can't believe I'm even questioning this. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I just got confused with another picture. I stand up straight and look around just to clarify. I can see different pictures, frames of memories past, most of which still contain the image of Penelope. I'm not going crazy. I have to say it, just to make me feel sure I'm not losing my mind. No, I'm not. To confirm this, I dart back upstairs to Penelope's room. As I'm running up the stairs, evidence fills my mind. Her bed was there, her favorite toys scattered across the room. She was there, and now she's gone. The door remained open from my previous visit, but this time, it's just wrong. I don't... Unable to finish my sentence, I fall to my knees. The bed, her toys, the pictures, the wallpaper, everything that was once here is now gone. All that is left is a cot, empty and, by the looks of it, unused. Somehow I find the strength to stand up and walk to the cot. At this point, my mind is empty. Nothing makes sense. I walk to the cot and place my hand on the cold frame. After just a few moments, I lift my hand to see the imprint left in the layers of dust. I look around the empty and barren room. Dust particles fill the space, creating a hazy, sparse fog. It's as if this room has never been used. Not for an age. God, I can't take no more. I fall to the floor, using the frame of the cot to keep me upright. Whilst I hold my head in my hands, I cry, like I've never cried before. I sit there for what feels like a lifetime, unable to compute what I've seen, the very fabric of my reality changing in front of me. Even the smell of this sacred ground. The room just feels like... well, it just feels like death. No, it's not true. I struggle, but I manage to stand up, again using the frame of this cot to support me, my legs offering only the shakiest of foundations. No. It doesn't matter. I'm a father. I know what I have to do. Doesn't matter to me what I see. All that matters are the feelings. That's all a man needs. I can feel it in my heart. She's out there. She's real. A part of me, and nothing will stop me. I will go out and search the very heavens themselves if I have to. I will find her. Enough. I wipe away the tears. I take another look at the cot, refusing to believe what this symbolizes. I can feel the strength building within. Maybe it was just a resurgence of adrenaline. Either way, it didn't matter. I was going to find her. Without any further setbacks, I storm out of the room, down the stairs, with a purposeful stride. I'm going to find her. I'm going to find her. I keep telling myself, just to keep the adrenaline flowing. I get to the bottom of the stairs when, once again, I'm stunned by what I see. It's as if reality itself has reloaded, and it's taken time for everything to catch up. The pictures are no longer on the walls. The TV itself, just a broken mess on the floor. The living room, it resembles that of a college frat house. Empty beer cans, dirty laundry. God, even the walls are starting to crumble with rising damp and flaking wallpaper. The entire house feels as though whoever lives here has given up on living. No, this can't be happening. I can't believe what I see. At the moment, I don't know what this is, or how it's even possible. My mind flowing with possibilities. It doesn't matter. For now, I have one purpose: to find my girl. Trainers on, keys in hand, I rush to the door and open to the clear and silent night. The living room filled with light from the full moon. It feels like this room hasn't seen the light for some time. I walk outside, and the first few breaths help clear my lungs of the smell of stagnant water and dirt. The fresh air helps slow down my heart rate. I close my eyes and try to be within the moment, to help myself be calm before I set off. As I open my eyes, the night sky opens itself to me. The scattered clouds disperse completely, leaving in their wake the beauty that is the Milky Way. Light after dazzling light, the stars fill my eyes like glittery grains of sand. The street itself covered with the gleaming glaze of the interstellar light show. Princess in space. The night sky reminded me of our earlier conversation. There was something else I noticed. It was the silence, as if a vacuum itself had sucked the soul out of this world. No rustle from the trees, no commotion from the nearby town, not even the sound of air itself passing over my face. The world at this time just feels lifeless. The sensation of feeling like a man out of time soon passes. I have to start my search for Penelope. I run from the front door of my house and stand directly in the middle of the road to try and get the best vantage points of the whole street. I have no fear of being in the road. As I said, there's nothing going on. Penelope! I scream once more. The sound of my voice more than likely the only evidence of life on the entire street. I go to scream her name once more, but before I can exhale another plea, I notice a single light emerging from Alex's house. Finally, a sign that I'm not alone in this world. Like a fly to a flame, I chase this solitary beacon. Alex! Alex! I need your help! I shout ahead to warn my friend. The light to his hallway now alight. I get close to his door. Before I can knock, it's swung open. A startled, half-asleep Alex is standing there, his dignity only spared by his dressing gown. What the bloody hell's going on? I can just about understand Alex. His yawn muffles his words. Alex, it's Penelope. She's missing. I can't explain everything, but come on, get some stuff on, and... Before I can finish my cry for help, Alex interrupts me. But what he says next, no matter what happens, will haunt me for the rest of my days. Who's Penelope? Spoken with no hesitation, whilst wiping the sleep from his eyes. Dude, it's like 10 p.m. and I've got to work early. Who's Penelope? What, you got a new cat or something? A feeling of true dread fills my very being. My closest friend, a man I have known since I was a child, doesn't even know who my child is. Maybe it is me. No, impossible. It can't be. What are you talking about? Penelope, she's my daughter. Alex looks at me, not angry or even confused. Actually, it's a look of disappointment, as if I've failed at something, and not for the first time either. Your daughter. Oh, man. Alex pinches his nose. A mechanism of calm, perhaps. He continues to speak to me, but it's like he's talking to a patient, slowly and articulate in his pronunciations. Dude, wait here. I'm going to put some clothes on, then we can go back to yours, okay? My patience has faded. My tone quickly turns from fear to panic, and firm and clear. What? No, I won't wait here. We need to find her. She jumped out the window and now she's out here somewhere. Alex gestures to me to be quiet. Right. Stop it. You're going to wake the missus. Alex looks back to his staircase to ensure his girlfriend hasn't stirred. Then he focuses back on me, this time with a fierce gaze. Listen, I'm not sure what's going on with you, but it's probably to do with them meds. Meds? What meds? I'm not on any. I question Alex, as I've never been one to take medication or see a doctor for that matter. Short-term memory loss, hallucinations. Yeah, possible side effects of the tablets you're on. It's strange. Even though I still don't believe him, it is a possible reason behind what I've seen. No, I was just tucking her into bed a moment ago. We spoke about the stars. She was right in her bed. It wasn't a hallucination. Dude, I'm sorry. Your daughter and they didn't make it, man. A disheartened tone enters Alex's voice, as if he didn't want to remind me of something. Something dreadful. What do you mean they didn't make it? Again, I question. I have to know. I must know. With a delay, he tells me. There were complications. They both... Look, man, I'm sorry, but she's gone. She's not here. What sort of complications? It's true. There were complications during birth, but she'd survived and got through it. Oh, man, I don't know you ever told me exactly what happened. Since then, you've been hiding in your house and only come to see me when you've run out of food or need to let off some steam. Alex clearly cares for me. He's trying to be as gentle with his approach to this as he can. He takes a step forward, and now Alex is outside with me. He places his hand on my shoulder as if to connect us, to help me be as calm as he is. I'm sorry, man. I really am. You've been on some pretty strong tablets recently. They're obviously messing with you. I can't begin to imagine what you're going through. I'm sorry. Look, wait here. I'm going to put some clothes on, and I'm going to be back with you. We can chat. Look, just relax. Just wait here. No. The anger builds again. I aggressively brush off Alex's hand. I'm not crazy. Alex looks at me with an element of concern and fear. Fear that I'm crazy. I'm not. I just said goodnight to her. We spoke about school. Her smile. She lit up the room, Alex. The feeling in my heart, it's not false. It's no mirage. It was there. She was there. And I'm not going to stop until I find her. With that, I run back towards the road and head back to my house. No, wait. Look, come back. Alex shouts his instructions from his doorway, but I wasn't about to listen. I'm going to find my girl. I'm not crazy. I'm not losing myself. She was there. I know it. A father's love is no deception. It's as real as the air that you breathe. Before I make the turn into my path towards my house, I step into the road. I canvass the entire area. With one last roar before I return, I cry out for my girl. Penelope! Any louder, I'm sure I would have coughed blood. But once again, nothing but silence. Dude, wait! A cry from Alex. I can see him now at the end of his front garden, just wearing a pair of shorts and trainers as he chases after me. Just calm down. You're gonna be okay. Liar, leave me alone. My voice trembles. I have to escape. He can't get hold of me. He will just tell me lies. More lies. Yes, he's out to get me. He's a liar. My mind rushing with thoughts, quickening with every moment. Alex nearly catches up to me, but with a mad dash I make it back to my front door. With a frantic panic, I manage to find the right door key. The door opens and, once again, I'm hit with the odor of an old, grimy house. I turn to shut the door and see Alex is just a short distance away. No, wait! A last plea from Alex, but I'm not listening anymore. I slam the door, blocking his path. The adrenaline runs thin and my energy runs low. I collapse to the floor and rest my head against the door. Almost passing out from the overwhelming last few moments, but, well, there's a repetitive bang on the door from Alex, keeping me from falling to a slumber. Mate, open the door, please. No, go away, you lie. She's her. She's always been her. Listen to me. I've known you since we was kids. I was there for you when it happened. I wouldn't lie to you, man, never. I'm sorry it happened. Please, let me in. I just want to help. You said they were gone. I don't believe you. It's okay. I can't imagine what's going through your mind right now. Just know that I only want to help. So please, open the door. Once again, I'm overcome with emotion. The tears start to flow, and with pure anger, I hit the ground with my fist. Irrational thoughts pierce my mind. Maybe I am crazy. Maybe this is all true. Am I losing my mind? Was my brain just trying to protect me? Hallucinating? No, it can't be. I don't believe it. I can't believe it. In my heart, I know the truth. I punch the floor again. My fist pounds the unforgiving floor. The pain surges through me. Blood drips from my knuckles as the punches tear at my skin, revealing a small section of bone. Pain is so real, it brings me back. A new wave of energy hits me. I stand up, and with a fierce bellow, I let Alex know exactly how I feel. Listen here. I'm going to find her. You can either help me or get in my way. I wait for his reply. But nothing. I take a look through the hazed glass of my front door and can't seem to see anyone. Alex, you there? Still no answer. I decide to open the door to see where he's got to. As I open the door, my vision is blurred by an almighty light coming from over the horizon. It's blinding, as if the sun itself is just in front of me. I shield my eyes from the incoming illumination. My skin notices a change in the atmosphere. Goosebumps beginning to grow. The air chills and turns to a bitter space. After a few blinding moments, the light dies down. I slowly relinquish my face from the protection of my hands and see the world dissolve. The sound is almost deafening, like a crash of 1,000 waves against metal walls. Each wave brings a movement to the ground below, like an earthquake caused by the sound. I step out from the protection of my house as I watch reality itself crumble in front of me. The distant hills and fields fade away and crumble like a strong breeze on a desert dune. The dust of this reality rides the wind, like a leaf stuck in a current. Is this even real? I have to question myself now. There is no logical explanation as to what is going on. Maybe I am mad. Could this all have been a fantasy created by a chemical imbalance in my mind? Rather than seeking shelter, I venture forward and stand in the middle of the road. I look to my left, then to my right, and reality is crumbling around me. The houses and apartments in the distance, now also collapsing to a fine dust. Let it happen. A wave of calm fills me. If this is all a dream, then it can't hurt me. Let it take me. Wherever I end up, well, can't be any worse than this place. I close my eyes and wait for the uncertain. The sound of the wave becomes more intense as the destruction around me leaps forward. I'm going to find you. My last words? No, a promise. Eyes still closed, it feels as if the devastation is at my feet, ready to take me to the next plane of existence. Wake up! A whisper sounded like it came from afar, but surely it would have been drowned out by the incoming storm of ruin. It was too quiet to hear exactly who'd said it. Wake up! There it is again, this time with more clarity. Wake up! Once more, it's coming from behind me, from within the house. It could be a trick, another way for my mind to keep me in this prison. Oh, it may feel like this is a safer bet than what's on the other side. I turn back and face the incoming wave. The house is in front of me starting to deteriorate. It will be over soon. Just let it happen. I stay put and hold my ground. Daddy, wake up! I instantly turn to face the house. Little one? A whisper of hope. I decided early tonight to follow my heart, and I'm not going to stop now. I run back towards the house, and as I do, the road starts to collapse and fall into the blackness behind me, each step an inch away from being sucked into the nothingness beyond. I enter the door, and once more I hear the familiar cry, the one I've been begging to hear. Please, just wake up! It's coming from upstairs, from Penelope's room. Hold on, Daddy's coming! I scream, trying to overcome the sound of destruction that lay behind me. The dust particles fill the space, the floor itself shaking, to a point where the house was starting to crack. It's not long now. It will soon destroy me. I run to the steps, and with my last few pockets of energy, I stride up the stairs and enter Penelope's room. Once again, the vision of just seeing an empty cot shakes me to my very core. I look around the room, trying to see if she's there. Penelope, where are you? A desperate cry reverberates around the room. No answer. Maybe I just imagined it. Instead of seeing my life pass in front of my eyes, I just hear the one thing I need to before the end. I walk towards the cot. If this is my last action, then I want to be connected in some way to her. I fall to my knees, holding the frame to support me on my way down. Goodbye, little one. The devastation has now entered my house. I can hear the sound of my world roaring downstairs. I close my eyes and let off one more tear before the close. I'm here. The gentlest of whispers fills my mind. I quickly open my eyes to a wondrous sight. On the cot is my handprint from earlier, but next to it is another, small, gentle, like the dust hardly moved. The hand pressing down was so fine and kind. It was the little one's hand. I'm here, Penelope. I can hear you. Daddy's here. With a surge of energy, I screamed to the top of my lungs. Wake up, dude. Alex? Come on, man. Get up. It has to be him. Daddy, please, just get up. Little one, I'm here. Can you see me? Can you hear me? I look behind me. The sound causes me to hold my ears to try and drown out the sheer destruction. The doorframe of Penelope's room starts to crumble. It's moving forward, as if it's attacking only me. It's at my feet. This is it. It's coming to get me. Oh, wake up. Come on, just wake up, I mutter to myself, trying to follow the instructions from the voices beyond the void. Nothing changes. I'm still here, and the destruction is nipping at my toes. I don't know what to do. Should I just let it happen? Or is there a way to wake up from this nightmare? Penelope, I love you. My last words, for sure. The destruction has me. My legs start to dissolve and turn to dust. Numbness covers my body. No pain, no feeling, just thoughts. I turn back to the cot and smile. If this is my last memory, at least I heard her one last time. My torso is next, then my neck. The bedroom is now completely turned to black. And then, nothing. And that's how I got here. If you're still listening, then now you know. Maybe you know what happened. Maybe you can help me. But if you can't, just find her. Find my... Wake up. Wait. There it is again. So quiet I barely heard it, but it was there. Please, just wake up. Yes, I heard it, much clearer. Daddy! A loud scream from a scared little girl. I can hear her. Oh, the feeling of love, devotion, pride, and joy. That's all I am now. Not a physical being, but a collection of emotions and thoughts placed into one entity. Dude, if you can hear me, listen. Come on, wake up. You can do it. You just have to wake up. We're all here, and we are with you, together. Alex. He's there as well. Wait, maybe that's it. Together. Combined energy. Maybe it was you. If you can hear me, if you've listened to my story and been a part of this, then please, help me. Help me wake up. Come on, we can do it together. Combined positive energy. That's it. Come on, say it with me. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. There's a feeling, more like a pressure, in my thoughts. It must be working, or at least something is happening. Keep going. We can do this. Wake up. Keep saying it, in your mind or out loud, however you can communicate with me. Wake up. Wake up. There. Again, I felt something. A pull of my being, as if I've fallen down a well and just glide down to the bottom. If I had a body right now, I could swear I was free-falling. This is it. Just a little more. Wake up, Daddy. There again. She's here. I can hear her more clearly now. Oh, come on. I can do this. We can do this. Wake up. Wake up. Dude, come on. Wake up. I can now feel warmth, and for the first time in a while, I can feel texture, like I'm gliding through a warm ocean. This is it. It has to be working. Daddy! It sounds as if she's right next to me. Once more. All together. We can do it. Wake up. Wake up. Wake... All of a sudden, there is light, and with an immense gasp, I take my first breath. How can something so natural feel so foreign? The peculiar feeling of being, well, me again, as a whole. I can feel my body. Each sensation brings a new feeling of wonder. My heart beating, my lungs expanding and contracting. Wherever I was, It felt like it was an eternity. For now, though, the euphoria of being back is almost overpowering. There he is. His voice, so clear and precise, has never sounded so sweet. I open my eyes to take in the surroundings. They take a while to adjust, but I can see a blurry image of a man standing over me. Come on, mate, get up. With an element of humor, Alex gives out his command. What happened? My own voice seems different. Maybe it's because I haven't used it for so long. Well, looks like you passed out, dude. Probably overdid it at the gym or something. I don't even remember going to the gym. My mind is hazy and taking time to adjust to this new, yet familiar reality. How long was I out for? My voice is weak, my body still gathering energy. Not sure. About an hour. You were lucky you had someone smart to help you. Smart? Yeah. Penelope heard you fall, then called me, so I came over and... My mind, all of a sudden, remembering the memories of that night before. The madness. The searching. Penelope. I panted as I heard her name. Yeah, man, she's right here. Alex steps out of the way, and there she is. I see her, the most beautiful treasure I ever did see. She looks to me. As we make eye contact, an overjoyed smile appears on her face. She comes dashing over to me and hugs me whilst I'm laying on the floor. Her warm embrace, it was like a shot of sheer delight. Like an electric shot straight to the heart. You okay, little one? I'm fine. Oh, good. I held her so tight, I'm surprised I didn't hurt her. You okay, man? Alex, I'm sure, could see that this cuddle with my daughter meant so much more. Yeah, this is what heaven must feel like. My eyes start to well up. If this isn't heaven, then I don't know what is. Don't start with that rubbish. Come on, get up. I've got stuff to do. Penelope lets go of me and gives me the opportunity to stand up. As I slowly lift myself, the sensation of legs just, again, takes a while to get used to. I was a little bit uneasy, but it was all coming back to me now. You gonna be okay, man? Alex's concern was heartfelt and well needed. I felt like I'd been away for several lifetimes, not to mention that hell. No matter, I'm back now. All that matters is the here and now. Yeah, don't worry. I'll be fine. Not sure if I'll be able to sleep tonight, but I'm sure I will be okay in time. Okay. Well, if you need me, just come knocking. Or get a little girl to save your ass again. Alex pokes his tongue out towards Penelope, and she does the same. Their relationship is like that. Alex pats me on the back, then proceeds to leave my house. When he does, I take another look at my girl. The euphoric feeling still with me. How about we watch a film? There was no way I was going to let her out of my sight any time soon. Plus, I'm still a bit shaken, so maybe watching a movie will take my mind off the recent trauma. You mean I can stay up late? She said, with a hopeful and somewhat joyful tone. Yeah, why not? It's a reward for waking me up. She quickly rushes to the couch and jumps on it, much like if it was a bouncy castle. She turns the TV on, ready for me to select a film. Can I have some water, please, Daddy? Not a bad idea. Strange thing is, I've forgotten what anything tastes like. I smile at Penelope to acknowledge her request. I take my time to walk over to the kitchen sink, still getting used to the sensation of physical movement. As I start filling a glass with water, I can hear the TV in the background. It was on the news channel. I remember now, just before all this lunacy happened. This is an emergency announcement. We have confirmed reports from around the globe of members of the public experiencing bouts of nausea and causing people to fall unconscious. What the? I turned to face the TV in disbelief. We are having reports of planes falling from the sky, trains derailing, and multiple car pileups from around the world. We cannot tell what is causing this or how many people have been affected, but it's likely to be in the millions, with the death toll expected to rise. Some reports are coming in now where members of the public who regain consciousness have experienced hallucinations, and we're also getting reports of... Yes, we are getting unconfirmed reports of people disintegrating. You heard me correctly. People are turning to dust. Oh, it wasn't a nightmare, and it wasn't just me. This was happening to untold millions around the world. But before I can react, the glass overfills with water, and I feel a sharp pain as the water pours over my hand. I quickly look around to check, and there I can see small droplets of blood in the sink, falling from a cut on my fist. It was real. Every moment. Wait, Alex! I scream his name and rush to the door. As I open it, I straightaway look to his house, and I can see him. In the distance, I can hear the sound of screams and panic as the devastation runs amok through this reality. Alex! He turns to me, and I can see it. The start of his demise. I have witnessed the destruction on buildings, landscape and such, but not on a person, a living, breathing human being. As Alex turns to me, I can see his face, his eyes bloodshot as if vessels had burst behind the spongy tissue. He goes to shout back, but as he does, he notices his skin starting to flake and peel away. He looks down to his hands, now holding them in front of him in disbelief. He looks back at me and screams, "Help!" I can't move, paralyzed with fear. I don't want to watch it, but I can't help it. My body is frozen. My eyes fixated on Alex. He looks back to his hands. Each strip of skin that flakes off peels away, and the sound of it tearing is much like the sound of paper being ripped. Alex screams in pure agony. Each flake of skin blowing away in the wind reveals his unprotected muscles, tendons, and tissue. He moves his hands, seeing each individual tendon contract and relax, working together with his muscles to form each individual movement. As his flesh is now exposed to the elements, droplets of blood drip to the ground. His white shirt now showing patches of red marks as his body starts to decompose. Massive clumps of skin escape his shirt through the arm and neck openings, almost seeming like they had purpose, the flakes drifting away and fading to nothing. "Help, please." Alex's cry for help is matched by a tear running down his face. Crying for help, but again, I cannot move. The tears soon turn to blood. A gust of wind brings a smell of iron to my senses. Fresh blood in the air, as if death itself was part of the elements. Alex starts to walk towards me, in a desperate manner, hands out in front. But as he takes his last step, he begins to wobble. He looks down, and a pool of blood flows from his trousers and stains the cold granite ground. He looks back at me, and with a whimper, he begs for one last act of kindness. "Please, kill me. Ah!" The agony intensifies. Now holding his head in his hands, Alex almost begins to shrink as his muscles start to melt and his bones crumble to dust. Now to his ankles. The screams are piercing my skull. Alex moves his head from his hands, and now my mind will be forever etched with this image. His face, decomposing right in front of me. I can still see his expressions, but only through muscle movement. The muscles begin to melt away from his skull, dripping down his clothes and in clumps falling to the ground. There's a sudden snap, and Alex's thigh bones crack, and now Alex has completely fallen to the ground. Laying on his back, he pushes himself up. The feeling of cold, sharp stone on his bare, exposed hands pales in comparison to the horror in front of him. Blood still pouring from his body, openings and tears in his muscles are now starting to reveal the inner workings of the human body. Alex lifts up his shirt, and in complete disbelief, starts to see his core muscles liquefy away, exposing the bodily systems that keep us alive. His digestive system is the first to be exposed. Much like pinching yourself to see if you're awake, Alex, now completely mad in agony, pushes his hand into his bowels and pulls on the intestines. Like putty in his hands, the blood drips in between his exposed fingers. The muscles from his chest corrode and disintegrate, revealing his ribcage and the vital organs. I can see it, happening right in front of me, and yet my body still won't obey my command to move. Alex's heart is pumping with pure adrenaline. His lungs expand and shrink at a rapid rate. I can see the inner workings of his body, a sight nobody alive should see. Alex takes another look at me. His eyes begin to boil and pus. Blood bursts from the sockets, then Alex claps his back to the hard ground. Watching someone die is one thing, but seeing their system shut down one by one is another. His heart begins to slow down. His lungs relax and fail to expand once more. I watch as his heart beats its last, whereas mine feels like it's stuck in my throat. The rest of his body begins to dissolve and flutter away in the wind. Blood-soaked skin, bone and sinew, now specks of dust in the air. A gust of wind brings his remains closer to me. Eventually, a few of his flakes of skin, soaked in blood, land on my face and clothes. Again, I'm unable to move them, unable to process what I have just seen. Another rush of the wind blows the skin away to the night sky. All that is left of Alex is a pool of blood. What's remaining are just bones, crumbling away. This is real. I know it is. But reality, well, the one I knew anyway, is now gone. "Daddy, something's wrong." A faint whimper from inside the house. I can't bear to turn around, but I somehow manage to pull myself away from the side of Alex's bloody grave. As I turn, I see her, sitting there pointing at the TV. She's fine. Oh, thank God, I whisper, but I realize that there is no God. There can't be, not after what I have just seen. If there is, well, he's going to pay. I walk back in the house, eyes filled with a watery glaze. I now feel almost numb. I point to the TV to issue my next instruction. "Turn it off, please. Oh no. Penelope, go to your room, right now." I shout so loud it made her jump out of her seat. She turns to face me, and her look is one of shock and disappointment. "But you said..." Before she could finish, I quickly interrupt with a sharp command. "I don't care what I said. Just go to your room and close the door. You do not come out. No matter what, you stay in your room. Clear?" My eyes begin to hurt, and my voice crackles in pain. Okay. She shrugs her shoulders, then reluctantly walks up the stairs. "Penelope?" "Yes, Daddy?" "I love you more than anything in this world. You know that, right?" "Yeah, I know. Good night." "Good night, little one." She continues to walk up the stairs. I hear her close the bedroom door. Good. I don't want her to see what happens next. Part 2. The Lost Girl. Listen, please, just listen. I don't have much time. It doesn't look like I'm going anywhere anytime soon. Time. Strange word, I suppose, now. No one knows what day it is, what year. We know where we are, but nobody knows when. I presume you already know that. That's why you're here, I guess. Following the same path as the rest of us. Well, I guess it's up to you now. If you're a seeker like me, then follow the path you're on. I've no doubt the source will give us the answers we peruse. And if not, then I beg you to hear me out. I don't care who you are. Hell, I don't even care if you're a scavenger. You have to get to the source. The only way to fix this is there. We're sure of it. Follow the light, the beacon to the east. You can't miss it. I'm bleeding out. Damn scavengers. Well, I'm not mad. I'm just trying to survive like the rest of us, but come on, don't shoot a guy with his back turned, eh? Anyway, the beacon is the source of all this. It must be. If you're this far into the black zone, then you know how to survive. You can endure what lies beyond the border. Word of warning. For the love of God, whatever you do not let the hands take you. Those hands, they never let you go. Survive. You must survive. You must. Someone must make it to the source. Reach the source, yeah? There's the key to the door. Please. I love you, little... The recording ends abruptly. Oh, what a load of shit. I drop the recorder to the ground. It's of no use to me. Let's see what goodies he has. The body still lay on the soil, rain pattering down, soaking the body, and like a river, the blood flows away and pours by a near-side barricade. The puncture wound was from a single bullet shot to the chest, long shot. He died slowly, in pain and cold. It was a good hit. A sense of pride takes hold of me. Not bad at all. I kneel down to examine the body, checking his pockets for any valuables, any food, provisions, or anything really. Oh, nothing. How the hell did you survive so long? I lift his corpse up to reach the backpack. His body, limp, lifeless, flops as I remove the bag from his shoulders. I notice that the bag has a scorched and bloodied hole from where the bullet pierced his body and went straight through. The smell of gunpowder smothers the fabric. I think to myself, seekers seek, survivors survive. It always confused me. Why seekers claim that the light is the answer? How do they know what it is? For me, there's just one rule to life, and that's to survive. I have no time, no energy for anything else. They don't know how to defend themselves. It's why I'm here, why he's dead. Once I have the bag in my possession, I release the body from my clutch, and with a thud, it hits the ground, where it will stay forever. I stand back up to check the contents of the bag for anything to help me survive. Upon opening it, all I can see is a few tins of food, a bottle of water, and a map. Food and water will keep me for a few days. Jackpot. Survivors like me kill for just a drop of clean water, so what I have in front of me is nothing short of a gold mine. Let's keep it safe. I remove the contents from the bag and place it in my satchel. I go to throw the empty bag on the body, but instead decide to keep it. Never know when it'll come in handy. It's getting dark. Best get back to camp. Well, the world has changed. It's a challenge to stay alive during the day, but at night it becomes so much more perilous. It's not just other scavengers or survivors you have to worry about. Well, he may be dead, but that guy was right. The hands. The black hands. Some people have called them the Shadow Keepers. They appeared shortly after all this started. No idea what or who they are. All I know is what happens if one of those things touches you, and it isn't pretty. escaping the floors like alive silhouettes. No way of detecting them or knowing when they show up. They're completely random. In the cover of darkness, they're difficult to notice, and if you're not careful, then bam, they got you. Trust me, you don't want that to happen. Without delay, I briskly start to walk back to my camp. Not too far from here, should make it back with time to spare. As I start my journey back home, I look up and take in the devastation that now is our world. It wasn't just the people that crumbled to dust, but our governments, our society. Civilization, as we knew it, disappeared. Those that survived were left to fend for themselves, fighting, killing for scraps. The war of attrition started, and what's left is the rubble, the remnants of our old lives. Those of us that survived learned a new way of life. Hunt or be hunted. It's the rule of nature. For so long we believed we could be on top of the food chain. Take away our technology, our way of life, and what are we? Vulnerable and soft. To be able to survive, you must adapt, so for me, I just learned to kill. Some scavengers have grouped together in order to survive. That's just an easy way to get stabbed in the back. I'm alone. Always have been, ever since that day where I lost everything. I don't need anyone. I don't need the safety of others. They'll only let you down in the end. They always do. You can't rely on anyone but yourself. That's the world we live in now. What a world it is. Buildings crumbling, nature starting to reclaim its home, the air filled with dust and smoke from ever-burning fires. Although some believe the dust is what's left of, well, them, the ones we lost. That's why I carry a mask, just in case. Not too far from camp now. A small shelter inside an old car park. High up in the upper levels, I can see all that happens, and at a distance, well, that's how I found my dead friend, the Seeker. He was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. As I enter the car park, I take a deep breath to calm myself, adrenaline still soaring through my veins. Home, sweet home. It's at times like these I miss electricity. It would be handy to use the lift to the upper level, rather than having to walk up the ramps. Still, helps keep me in shape, I suppose. With another deep breath and a long stride, I start the arduous climb to my home. As I ascend, old memories fill my mind. Everything from my childhood. My first bike, my first day at school, the first day after the devastation. My first camp. My first day alone. My first kill. Each memory holds a particular emotion, but one that's stronger than the others. The memory of... Help. Help me. Before I can finish reliving an old memory, I hear a sharp cry for help that resonates across the building, echoing from wall to wall. With haste, I run to the edge of the car park, careful not to give away my position. I'm higher up, but I can still be easily seen if I'm not too careful. I cautiously move into position, lift my head over the cold, fern-covered concrete wall. Please, oh God, help! Another cry far off into the distance. The desperate plea will more likely attract scavengers, like vultures looking for easy pickings. Rather than get there first, I decide to stay put. I have my reward for the day, no need to risk it. That doesn't mean I'm not interested. I reach into my bag and pull out a makeshift telescope, made out of cardboard and a magnifying glass I found at a school during my scavenger days. I look out to the horizon, trying to find the source of the appeal to help. I scope the area down below, but can't see anything. It's got me. Someone, please. I focus in on the scream. It's near. Where is he? Where is he? Oh, there he is. Oh, another Seeker. It can't be. I question myself because it's strange. You usually don't see these guys all that often, and here I am seeing two in one day. Lucky me. I can see him clearly now. He seems to be stuck, but I can't see anything blocking him. Must be the hands of the lost. No. If it was, he'd be gone by now. I lean further over the wall to fix in better on the distressed Seeker, and there I see the cause of his torment. Oh man, a time rift. A small amount of sadness enters my voice, as I know what this means for the guy trapped. As I center in on the man stuck, I notice a faint bubble surrounding his right leg. He's desperately trying to move it, but his leg won't move. I can see he's trying to fight off the temptation to put his hands in to try and pry himself out. And it's no use. Once you're stuck, you never come out. If you're lucky, you get your whole body stuck in one, then it's over quick. Well, that depends on the rift itself. Some are faster than others, and for the very unfortunate ones, some are backwards. Watching someone go back in time, watching their body twist and distort back through the years, well, I wouldn't wish that on anyone, not even my worst enemy. Upon closer inspection, it seems this guy is caught in a slightly faster rift. Please, someone, anyone. Another scream bellows across the vista. To my surprise, no scavengers have made an appearance. Usually they'd be all over this, like hyenas toying with their prey. But so far, nothing. It's happening. Please, someone. His screams venture forth and find their way across the vast space of this once lively city. The scream falls on deaf ears. No one's going to save him. As I watch, I see the rift speed up. Blood starts to flow to the ground. Decomposing flesh falls off the bone in chunks, and his trousers start to tear and corrode. His bare bones now on show. Oh my God, please, help. He loses his balance. Now his whole body falls into the time rift. His screams of agony are now silence. The time rift swallows everything. The rift destroys all it holds, one way or another. No need for me to watch this. Seen it all too many times. I kneel back down behind the safety of the damp concrete, put my telescope back in my bag, and start to continue my climb home. I take a few steps away from the edge, but curiosity gets the better of me. Curiosity killed the cat, but there's a part of me that still wants to watch it happen. Makes me fearful, keeps me on edge, which is good. Must always stay sharp, and what better way than keeping the image of this man decomposing in front of me as a reminder of what happens when you stop concentrating. I slowly walk back to where I was, and look down with my own eyes. The rift is gone, and so is the seeker. All that's left in the rift's wake is a half of a car, crumpled with rust and covered in algae, as if hundreds of years have taken place over the course of a few moments. Gotcha, a bad time, I jest to myself, no doubt my humour acting as a barrier. I take another deep breath and look to the sky. The last remnants of the sun's golden glaze blankets the horizon. The sun's rays pierce through broken office windows from nearby high-rise buildings, causing the scattering of light, like a clattering of diamonds, bathing the damaged and broken landscape. For a moment, just a brief moment, it was beautiful. Time to go. After a moment, I gather myself. I continue my climb home. The sun's rays hitting the concrete floor in front of me, as if laying a path to my salvation. Home, sweet home. Well, it's not much, but it's my humble abode. A small wrecked and rusty camper van for shelter, covered with clothes and furnishings I find on my travels. The van protects me from the cold, and next to it a fire pit to keep warm, with a torn sofa sitting just in front of the wall. I remember pushing that for hours to get it here, but you can't put a price on comfort. It's more than what I used to get at the camps just after all this happened, and since they all fell apart years ago, this is as close to luxury as I'm ever going to get. So, not much, but it's home, and it's enough to keep me safe. It's high enough I can keep an eye on the goings-on around me. It's that which has helped me survive for a long time. And once again, I walk to the far concrete wall and look out to the cityscape. The warm cover of the sun dims, and the silver sea of the moon's illumination begins another night. In the distance, I can see the nightly show, as scheduled. The beacon, well, that's what some people call it, far off in the distance, barely a speck on the night sky. But it's there. Seekers follow the beacon at night usually, but it's more dangerous that way. It's no small feat reaching the small glimpse of light. Many have tried, but none have succeeded. I throw my bag on the sofa and slump down beside it. God, idiots. Anger fills my voice. How could anyone be so stupid to believe? Well, doesn't matter. Oh, man, what a day. Exhausted and holding my head in my hands, I ponder over the day's events. Well, as obscene as they are, these things you just get used to, and the more you see the damage and the destruction, the more accustomed you become. I open up my satchel and see the contents of my winnings. Take out a tin of food. Oh, no wrapper. Better not be dog food. Again, I jest, but dog food is far from the luxurious life I'm accustomed to. I grab a knife from my holster in my shoe and pierce the top and take a sniff. Oh, yes, jackpot. That sweet smell, delicious baked beans. Well, today has been a real winner. I grab a pot sitting next to the fire and open up the tin, using the knife to carefully cut a hole in the top, then pour the delectable contents inside. Not a fan of cold beans, so I get a fire started and place the pot on top. As I wait for my meal to warm up, I lean back on the sofa and relax, just for a brief moment. I close my eyes and think over the day's experiences. I remember the patrol of the nearby shopping centre, then watching over a scavenger group take a few victims over by the old depot. Then there was a seeker I shot with the food and... the map. A surprised notion in my tone, I completely forgot about the map. I delve back into the satchel and find it. Crudely drawn on the back of an old brochure, it's a map, albeit not a very good one, pointing to the source, allegedly the center of the devastation. The map just shows a bunch of small hands that are drawn, each pointing in a singular direction past some childish drawn houses and buildings. After looking at the map, I decide to put it in with the rest of my collection. Under the wipers of the van are old postcards of holiday destinations from around the world, things I've found, along with letters that were never received. The beacon. A bunch of rubbish. Some believe that what transpired that day was the work of God, or of the like, and the beacon, the light, is the path to heaven. While others believe it's a time warp, a large one, big enough to hold a city, not diminishing or fading, just a haven, a perfect moment in time. Well, for me, it's nothing. Just a light in the distance. Could be a camp or something of the sorts, but well, I'm happy here with my sofa, my van, and now a hot tin of beans. Well prepared, I lift off the bowl from the glittering fire. It's too hot for me, so I place it on the floor to cool down for a while. Return to the sofa and relax. Oh, I can feel each muscle powering down. My whole body enters a soothing state of euphoria. I survived another day in this hell. My eyes close and the drape of the moon's sheen encases my home and gives me the sense of feeling of, well, safety. No matter what the world has become, no matter the struggles and torments, this little corner of paradise is my home. Here I'm safe, my own little time riff. Well, early night for me, I think. I push my satchel and the seeker's bag off the sofa and rest my weary body, ready to get some well-earned rest. As I close my eyes once again, I escape into fantasy. Imagine myself away from here, far away, just flying, soaring through the clouds, wind rushing by me, without a care in the world. I look to the ground and see the destruction, the devastation caused, and then I look up. And there it is, the beautiful expanse, the known and so unknown, the blissful night sky of outer space. Every part of my vision filled with the glorious specks of light as I move through the air. It's as if the stars are dancing with me in the night sky. Here in the realms of fantasy, I am truly happy and free. Hello? Is anyone here? I open my eyes. Did I just hear someone? Must have been my dream. Hello? No, it's not a dream. I jolt upright, fully alert. Who's here? Quick, get ready. I snap into action, almost from muscle memory. I dart to a car to the left and use it as cover. If someone comes up to my level, I can hide here and use the element of surprise to my advantage. I pull the knife from my shoe and a pistol from my trousers at the ready. I'll be waiting for you. My whispers hold so much fearsome rage, my body now pumping with adrenaline, heart throbbing, my body and mind are now all tuned to the same cause, survival. I kneel by the car, using its smashed windows as a viewpoint, waiting. Just waiting. You hear? They pointed this way. Surprised by what I've heard, I slowly stand up. In the distance, I can hear the sound of little footsteps. Hello? The soft voice continues to throw questions out into the open. Anybody there? I can't be out here alone at night. It is. I don't believe it. A child. I move away from the car's secure cover and walk towards the end of the level, wanting to see the child for myself. Please, I need you to help me find someone. What on earth is this child talking about? I ain't helping anyone. I move closer to the ramp entrance to my level and look down. At first I can't see anything, but then, slowly and carefully, the child walks into view, wearing just pajamas and walking barefoot. I bend down to think over my options. It could be a trap, a way to lure me out. The child said they pointed this way. Who pointed? Scavengers? Oh, she could be on her own. But where does she come from? I'm a good distance away from the nearest survivors camp. I can't take the risk. I have to make a difficult decision. Leave her be and hope she doesn't find my camp. Or, well, if she does, deal with it. I stand back up and look down to the lower level, and there the child still stands, holding herself to keep warm, shivering and clearly in distress. Oh, just get out of here. The command barely leaves my lips, but I really don't want to hurt this child. Not if I can help it, but if I must, then that's what I have to do. Anyone here? The child now begins to walk up the ramp to my level. Still shaking from the cold, but steadily she makes her way up. Just turn around and go away. Again a whisper, but really I just want to shout, but I can't give my position away. The child continues to walk up the ramp and is now nearly at my level. I quickly retreat to behind the car for cover. I press my body up against the cold steel and wait until the child is in full view. I steady my breathing, controlling my emotions, waiting for the right time. The night turns silent, and all I can hear is the sound of cold skin walking across wet concrete. Carefully, I lift my head just enough to be able to see the child. Get out of here, kid. Another soft command, but the child just scopes the area trying to find the inhabitants of the still-lit fire. Is anyone here? The child softly asks questions, but I remain silent. I put my gun away, remembering to put the safety clip on, but keep my knife at the ready. If I must do this, then I'll need to be quiet. I wait to see what she does next. After a few moments of checking her surroundings, the girl quickly runs to the fire and sits on my sofa. She holds out her hands trying to get warm. She continues to look over the camp, but her main concern is trying to beat the cold of the silent night. Oh God, I guess I'm gonna have to deal with it. I confirm to myself what must be done. I can't let her go. She may give my position away. The only way I can remain safe is... well, it's not easy, but that's the world we live in now. I slowly stand up and stealthily move to the rear wall, trying to get behind the child's view. Every step closer I get, the more details of the child start to show. I can see that her feet are bruised and her left arm has a nasty cut on it. Dried blood has stained her scrawny appendage. She's obviously been through a rough time. The fact she survived this long and made it this far is nothing short of a miracle, if you believe in such things. Well, I just call it luck. Another few steps closer. I'm now near the end of the sofa, ready to strike. Knife in hand, I'm so close I can see her breath hit the chilled air. Before I can take another step closer, though, the kid notices something on the floor. It's the Seeker's bag. She bends down to pick it up and studies it thoroughly. She investigates the contents. Empty. Then she notices the bullet hole and pokes her finger through it. As she does, she takes in a gasp of air in shock. In position, I take a shallow breath to steady myself and... Ah! She noticed my shadow in the light of the moon, turned around and fell off the sofa. Please, please, don't hurt me. I have to do this quick. If she screams, she'll give away my position, and scavengers will be on me in minutes. I move around the sofa, the child laying on the floor, shaking. But not from the cold, but pure fear of me and what I'm about to do. I move closer in, now standing over the child, ready to end this. I lift up my arm, ready to strike. I've lost my dad. I stop. All that can be heard is my heavy, rage-filled breathing. A memory washes over me. Only a moment, but it's enough. Please, I need to find my dad. I gather myself, thoughts rushing through my mind. Still standing over the child, arm raised. I just want to find him. Tearful, the child gives a plea for my help. After what feels like an eternity, the thoughts pass, and I am back in the moment. I look down at the child, still petrified, eyes focused on the knife that was about to end it all. Have you seen him? My body composes itself. The anger leaves me completely. I lower my arm and relax my stance. The child also seems to calm and sits up. I take a few steps back and give the child some space. Your dad. My voice quivers. This little girl reminds me of, well, me. It's how I was when I was her age, lost and afraid. He left me at home, said he'd return, but he never did. Shame, really, but I know exactly how that feels. Little does she know that she will get over it. She'll have to if she wants to survive. The little girl wipes a single tear from her eye. Where's... Before I can finish my sentence, the sound of a window shattering from below resonates throughout the building. What was that? Well, me and the girl look over to the level entrance. A hushed silence just fills the air. Stillness. Calm. All that can be heard is our breathing. We're gonna have some fun with you tonight. Just as I feared. Oh, scavengers. I look to the girl who's now cowering on the floor. You brought them here, didn't you? The girl just shakes her head. Come out, wherever you are. Damn it. Sounds like there's two of them. This isn't good. I've been set up, and here I was just wanting an early night. I look back to the girl and just point to the van. I gesture for her to stay quiet, and then I point to the knife, as if to say, you make any noise and I end you. The thing is, I'll have to anyway. She set me up, but I'll have to deal with her later. For now, I've got to take care of these pests. The child gets up and jumps into the van and hunkers down behind the door. For me, I draw back to the car over by the far wall for cover, hoping that I can still surprise these intruders. Ah, I can smell you. Oh, my. You smell delicious. They must be near the level entrance. I peek over the car door, and there they are, wearing what looks to be torn and bloodied dungarees and boots. One of the scavengers is holding a machete, and the worrying thing is it's still dripping with blood, from a fresh kill, no doubt. Ah, look, boss, a fire. Yes, my brother, our meal must be very close. Yeah. Looks like they want to play hide and seek, boss. It's one of my favourite games. I watch as the two make their way closer to the campfire, walking with such confidence as if they own the place already. Well. What do we have here, my brother? Looks like someone lives here, boss. One of the scavengers investigates the camp in more detail. They notice a bag on the floor. It's my winnings from earlier. And then he notices something else. Oh, look here. Got ourselves a kid, boss. Yes, brother, yes. Pointing to the floor, the scavenger notices footprints leading to the van. But then I think, why are they so surprised they found a kid? I mean, she set me up. She must be part of their group, isn't she? Doubts and thoughts glaze my mind. Still peering through the window, the scavengers move in close to the van. One of them leans in, inspecting the contents. I spy with my little eye. Something beginning with... The scavengers start laughing, almost uncontrollably. Then after a few moments, one of them stops and jumps in the van. Ah, gotcha. They have the kid. The child screams in pure terror, shaking and kicking, but the scavenger has her in his grasp. Please, let me go. The child pleads, and I stand and watch. Maybe they'll take care of her, so I don't have to and can leave. Let you go. No. Can't do that, sweetie, no. We have special plans for you, my dear. We can't let you go. We can't let her go, can we, boss? No, dear brother, we can't. It's never good to play with your food. As I watch the two toy with the child, more thoughts pierce my mind. Maybe I should help. She is just a kid, after all. No, you can't. If you do, then you could be killed over a stupid kid. No, just let them get on with it. I watch as the scavenger holding the machete walks closer to the girl. He slowly lifts up the deadly weapon, tip now inches from the girl's neck. Should I do it, boss? Oh, yes, my brother. Prepare the harvest. Conflicting thoughts rushing past my mind. Help her. Don't help her. She's a kid. No, she's a threat. Oh, she needs your help. No, you must survive on your own. Don't risk it. This is my favorite part. The laughing, machete-wielding scavenger draws back his arm, ready to strike. Stop! My command booms into the air. All eyes on me. Well, I had to do it. I couldn't let her die this way. Put the kid down. The older, wiser scavenger points in my direction. Look at this, my dear brother. We've got dessert, too. Yeah, sure looks like it, boss. Put the kid down, and I'll make your death quick. Both the scavengers look at each other, and then start laughing again. The child, still captive, is kicking, trying to escape the hold. After a few moments, the pair turn back to me. No, my dear. Instead, we're gonna kill the both of you slowly. Then we'll cook you over a nice warm fire and enjoy the tender meats. What do you think, my dear brother? Should we kill them? Or should we not enjoy their flesh? Yeah. Good, it's settled then, my brother. The wise one looks to his dumber brother with a menacing gaze. Yeah, boss? He points to me once again. Get her. Machete in hand, the scavenger comes running towards me. I don't move, waiting for the right moment. Now, just feet away, he thrusts the machete in the direction of my core. I swiftly move to the side and punch the wretched fiend in the chest. Everything stops. No screaming, no sound whatsoever. We look at each other, the eyes of the brute bloodshot and tired. With a devilish laugh, the scavenger takes a step back, revealing his wound. I placed the knife in between my fingers and held the handle in the palm of my hand. The knife still sticking out of his chest. I know his lungs will be filling with blood. Won't be long now. He turns to face his brother, and quickly the smile wipes clean away from his face. "She got me, boss." He drops the machete, then falls to his knees. "Oh, my brother, dear brother, what has she done to you?" I take a step towards the injured party. "Strange, thought it'd be me that had the last laugh." With that anecdote, I kick the back of the ogre and he falls to the ground. The impact causes the knife to pierce even deeper into his body. After a final breath, he lays there, dead, in a pool of blood. I look to the scavenger still holding the child and let off the most devilish of smiles. "You bitch." Without hesitation, I pull out my gun and aim the sights directly at the last remaining scavenger, finger on the trigger. "Put the child down, and I'll make it quick." He holds the child closer to his body, and with his free hand he pulls out a knife, rusty and bloodstained. "Oh no, my dear, don't think I'll be doing that." The scavenger holds the knife to her throat. My hand starts to tremble. I try to keep aim, but I don't have a clear shot. "Now you put that gun down, or I swear to the high heavens I will strike this child down right here, right now." What do? Do I fire and try to get him? What if I miss? All these thoughts charging at me, blocking my concentration. "You've got to the count of 3. Should I take the shot? Is it really that bad if they both die? 3. If I put the gun down, I'm defenseless. 2. And then he's gonna kill her anyway. 1. What do? Time's up. Okay. I lower my aim, arm by my side, finger off the trigger. "You win. Just let the kid go, okay?" The scavenger looks to the child and then back to me, and that devilish smile returns to his face. "Oh, such an act of kindness. I'm moved, my dear, I truly am. Now, you throw that gun my way, will you?" "You promise to let the kid go?" "Of course." I don't have a choice. I have to do as he says. Why am I doing this? She's just a kid. These conflicting thoughts I'm having, the risk I'm taking, why am I doing this? I throw the gun to the scavenger. It lands a few feet in front of him. "Good girl, very good girl." As promised, he lets the child go. She quickly dashes back to the van for protection. "For what you did to my brother, I should torture you for days before I boil you in a stew. But I'm a man of God, my dear. The path to redemption is through forgiveness, and I forgive you, my sweet. And I remember what you said. You said earlier that you kill us quick. Well, my dear, I'm not all bad. As you have obeyed me, I'll offer you the same courtesy." He walks toward me and slowly bends down to pick up my gun. "Very nice. Yeah, very nice." He examines the weapon, impressed with how well I've kept it. After a few moments, he looks back to me, and that harsh grin still shows. He takes a few more steps towards me, now just at arm's reach. "By your own instrument of death, I'll make it quick." With that, he aims a gun at me and pushes the barrel to my forehead. Heart thudding against my chest, I close my eyes and wait. "Be with God now, my sweetie." Nothing. The gun doesn't fire. "You forgot to take the safety off." I drop to my knees and pick up the machete. Once in my hand, I jump up and dart forward. With all my might, I thrust the deadly weapon upwards. The tip strikes and hits its intended target. Once again, the building falls silent. I look at my latest victim, the machete, spearing through his mouth and sliced through to his brain. His body spasms as his nerves are overloaded with electrical impulses. "I'm not your sweetie." With my free hand, I take my gun back from his loose grasp. I let go of the machete, and his body falls to the ground, still twitching. After a moment it stops, and both the brothers lay next to each other, dead. Taking a deep breath, I look over to the girl. She's hiding behind, in the van, and all I can see is the top of her head peeking over the doorframe. I place the gun back in my trousers, making sure again that the safety is on. Is it safe? Not for you, it's not. I still had some questions I needed answering, and now with my body full of rage, by God, I was going to get him. I storm over to the girl, who gets up and is now standing by the fire, holding herself, trembling in fear. Where do you come from? Tell me, or I'll do the same to you as I did to them. The girl looks up to me. The look of pure exhaustion covers her delicate face. I come from the large camp up by the meadows. The meadows? How the hell did you make it this far? I couldn't believe she'd made it all the way out here. The meadows, large fields that are overgrown, had taken over the suburbs of this once bustling city. The meadows are known as a haven for the Black Hands. Beyond that is the survivors' camp. It's at least half a day's walk, if you know the safe route through. I doubt this child does, and yet she's here. Lucky is an understatement. I look to the girl hoping for an answer, but her face has gone pale, and her eyes are beginning to lose the strength to stay open. How did you get here? A demanding tenor in my words. I have to know how this little weak child survived the journey. Her face now nearly white. She's about to pass out. From lack of sustenance or exhaustion from the journey, well, either way, her body has taken the toll. Before her body collapses onto the sofa, she lets out the strangest of answers. My friends showed me the way. Just as she utters the last word, she falls flat on the sofa. If it wasn't for her chest expanding from her breathing, I would have said she was lifeless. My friends showed me the way? What did that mean? Do people already know where I am? Who is she? Who is her father? So many questions, but not getting those out of her tonight. I could easily get rid of the child, leave her somewhere, but no doubt she'd find me once again. I guess she'll have to stay the night. In the morning, she'll give me the answers I need, and then she can be on her way. I lift up the child's legs onto the sofa, so she's in a more comfortable position. After placing another log on the fire, I grab some cardboard from behind the sofa, then walk over to my conquered foes. Using the cardboard, I cover their bodies. She's a tough one, but no need to wake her up to the sight of those two bleeding out. Once done, I withdraw to the camper van, questions and thoughts running through me. But they'll all have to wait until the morning. For now, it's back to my world of fantasy. Morning. A gentle awakening, the sun's beams hitting my eyelids. Slowly I regain consciousness, wiping the sleep from my eyes. I sit up, ready to start a new day. Morning. Once again, a faint and gentle voice awakens me. It takes a while for my brain to function properly. I'd completely forgotten about the child. I look up and she's keeping the fire going with a bowl on top. That damn kid is cooking my food. Oi, what are you playing at? I jump up and push the child away from the fire. Looks like she's used the next tin of beans that I got from the day before. This is my food. It was supposed to last me days. Very quickly I feel my body boil with rage. I remove the bowl from the fire. Beans are burned to the bottom of the bowl, ruined. Oh, see what you've done. You've burned most of it. Ruined. Bloody idiot. I stare down at the child with a fierce gaze, and she stands there acting innocent. I thought I'd cook you breakfast. No, you don't do anything. Just sit there and shut up. I point to the sofa, and she does what she's told. However, as I point, I also notice an empty bottle of water. You've been drinking my water. With a firm tone to my question, she knows that she's in trouble. Only been a few minutes, but already I have nothing but disdain for this child. She just looks to me and nods. In contempt, I throw the bowl across the way. Waste of food, and she's drunk my water. I should let those scavengers take care of her. Speaking of which, I look over to see them still laying there, although the cardboard is soaked through with their blood. I'm sorry. She tries to plead with me, but it's not going to work. For now, all I want is answers, and then I can get rid of her. Just answer my questions. Then I want you to leave me alone. But how will I find my dad? I don't care. You're not my problem. I just need to know how you got here. Told you. My friends showed me where I could find help. Friends? What friends? Scavengers? Other survivors? Who? The girl looked at me confused, as if I'd missed something. No, none of those, silly. They showed me where I could find help to find my dad. Who? Who showed you? They know where I am? Well, I'm angry, but also a little worried. If someone knows where I am, I'm going to have to find another place to lay low. Tell me, who are your friends? The little girl holds up her hands and shows their palms. The little black hands. What? Shocked to a point where I'm almost speechless. Did she just say what I thought she said? The black hands, the lost. No, it can't be. They're the worst way to go. I'd rather fall into a time rift and slowly disintegrate than be grabbed by those things. Did you just say black hands? Yeah, they're my friends. They pointed the way to you. You can help me find my dad. A joyful, cheerful expression on the child's face as she tells me the impossible. Well, either she's lying, mad, or telling the truth. So, her hands just pointed to me. They didn't grab you or try to, No what? They didn't try to take you down into the ground. The child looks to me as confused as I am currently. What are you talking about? They're my friends. They helped me get here. Sometimes I shake their hands to say thanks. She touches them. They don't try and take her. Well, it can't be true, but how else did she make it here? And why would she lie? The little hands always keep me safe. Whenever I used to go outside, the hands would point me to safety. If there were any nasty people around, they'd show me shelter or point me back home. Again, she tells me stories that I can't believe. Every encounter I've ever had with the lost, well, it's always ended in death in the most despicable way. Yet here sits a little girl who says she can touch them and they keep her safe. So, the hands told you I could help? No, I told them I wanted help to find my dad. So they brought me here. Now I found you, and now you're my friend too. Oh, trust me, we aren't friends, and I will not be helping you. The hands seem to think you will. Oh, this girl is mistaken. I'm out here alone, and that's how I want it to stay. If what she says is true, then the hands can take her back home and leave me in peace. There's one question that's still on my mind. Why was your dad all the way out here? The little girl's expression quickly goes from joyful to, miserable. And as I ask the question, her eyes begin to shake and water, and the emotions start to build. He wanted to find something. He said it holds all the answers. I bet her father was a seeker, someone trying to find the beacon. He said that he wanted to find the light, to take me there. He said that the light holds the key to a doorway home. Really? Sarcasm isn't the best form of wit, but I simply can't believe why anyone would think some light in the distance holds the answers. Suddenly my subconsciousness connects with a recent memory. Wait, you said, key to a doorway home? The little girl livens up a bit, as if speaking about her dad brings her cheery memories. Yeah, he always told me that to get home we'd need a key to a door, and the beacon was the key. I look behind me, and the bag from the seeker I killed yesterday is on the floor. And a dreadful realization enters my thoughts. Your dad, did he carry anything with him? Like a bag or anything? The child makes eye contact with me, her eyes still shaking. Yeah, a black bag. Last time I saw him, he took some food and a map I drew for him. Then it's him. I killed her dad, and the map was hers. A sense of grief becomes me. I stand up and walk away to gather my thoughts. Well, I've killed before, but never had to deal with the aftermath. You okay? I turn back to face the girl. Do I tell her what I did? You look sad. What's the matter? I take a few steps closer and sit by the child on the sofa. Maybe the hands didn't point at me to help find her dad. Perhaps they pointed to me as I was the one who took him from this world. The guilt grows within me. I have to say something. I have to tell you, kid. I've got something to tell you. What is it? I'll take you home back to camp. That way you'll be safe. I can't tell her. Not yet. Since she's here, I somehow feel responsible for the child. I guess the right thing to do is make sure she gets home safe. No, I want to find my dad. Oh, I'm sorry, kid, but I don't think... The child stands up. What was an innocent, dejected little child is now staring at me with such ferocity it's almost frightening. I want to find my dad, and you're going to help me. I won't be spoken to like this, not in my own camp. I stand as well, now overshadowing the child's frame. Now, you listen here, little... Don't call me little. You can't call me that. Now, help me find the beacon so I can find my dad. Oh, such strength and bravery in something so small. Part of me is almost impressed. Look, if I take you back to your camp, then... But before I can finish my sentence, the child screams in anger. And before I know it, the floor surrounding here is covered in shadow-like hands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hands of the lost. They're here. I fall backwards in shock and fear. Watch it, kid! The kid remains still, but not in fear. Her eyes are fixed to mine. The child takes a step forward and so follows the black hands of the lost, creating a protective grid around the girl. I want to find my dad. My friends pointed to you, so you will help me. I feel at this moment I have no choice. If those hands touch me, then I'm done for. Help me find him, and my friends won't hurt you. I look to the hands, palms of which are facing me, swaying, barely visible, like a shadow with its own mind. The child keeps eye contact. Not for one moment does she relent. Okay. I'll help you find him. Promise? How can I make a promise? Her dad is dead. I killed him. I had to survive. She won't understand. Maybe if I can get her to the beacon, then I can just leave her there. I don't know. I suppose there's only one thing I can do for now. Yeah, I promise. The child looks unsatisfied. No. The girl walks closer to me and bends down to be at the same eye level. The hands are so close to me I can almost feel them on my skin. Pinky promise? The child holds out her pinky finger. Childish for sure, but no one breaks that. Yeah, sure. I raise my hand and our bond is now made. The child calms down and the hands retreat back into the ground. I stand up nervously. I've never seen the lost up this close before, and the child, it's as if she was controlling them. Those hands, you can... My voice shakes with trepidation. Like I said, they're my friends. No shit. The child holds her hands over her mouth in shock. Her dad must have been a strict one. So, I guess we're stuck with each other. Hands still over her mouth, she nods in agreement. Well, we best make a start. Try and cover as much ground as we can before nightfall. The child still holds her hands over her mouth. Stop that, will you? If those hands were your friends, how come they didn't help you earlier? The child obeys and removes her hands before she answers my question. I can't always get through to them. Sometimes they can't hear me, but they've always been there, even when I was younger. I remember seeing the 3 hands wave at me from the window back home. Ever since then, they've always followed me, helping when I call for them. You mean 4 hands? The girl looks at me with a perplexed expression. No, 3. There's always been 3 hands. I know what I saw, and there were 4 hands. The girl still looks at me, bemused, but then just shrugs her shoulders. Well, guess I better get ready. I turn to the van and pick up another bag, fill it with supplies for our journey. The girl walks over to the bowl of beans that I threw earlier and tries to pick out what isn't burned. As she wasn't looking, I thought it would be a good time and a good idea to get rid of some evidence. I quickly go to the front of the van and get the map that I'd found on the seeker. Fire still hot, I go to place the map, but before I can, the girl turns around. Instinctively, I place the map in the bag, hoping she didn't see. So, can we go now? Oh, this girl is really starting to irritate me, plus she doesn't realize what she's getting herself into. She realizes how dangerous this journey is going to be, yeah? The girl just shakes her head. Either she's stupid or... No, she is just stupid. We'll be okay. Said with joyful glee, she walks towards me, mouth smothered with sauce. God, I hate kids. What makes you so sure? Because my friends will help us. Also, it's not just my journey, but yours as well. Yeah, right. Whatever. I push past the girl to get some hidden water bottles from under the sofa. Thankfully, she never found these. We're going to need a lot. The beacon is well over a few days away. Well, at least I think it is. Once I grab the extra provisions, I stand back up and turn to face the child. But she's not there. As I check my surroundings, I see she's already by the ramp, ready and excited to start our journey. I have to admit, there is a part of me that's excited to see what's out there, but never have I ventured that far. But what choice do I have? Come on then, let's go. The child jumps in the air with such excitement, you'd think we were going on holiday. There's just one more thing I need. I walk over to the bodies of my fallen foes and lift up the cardboard. The smell is appalling, and they haven't even started decomposing yet. I lift up the scavenger who I killed with my knife. As expected, it's buried deep in his chest. Nothing to it, I force my hand into the cavity and pull out the blade. Still dripping with warm blood, the aroma of iron blocks the disgusting smell of this wretched beast. Oof, that's disgusting. I look over to the child and flick the knife to try and get off as much of the blood as possible. Shut up, kid. Once cleaned, I place the knife back in the holster in my shoe. Oh, by the way, my name is... I don't care about your name. Just shut up and do as I say. Am I clear? The child just looks at me, excitement killed off quickly. I don't know what's out there beyond the border, but whatever it is, you have to stay by me. Do everything I tell you, and above all else, shut up. The child just nods her head. As I walk past her, she grabs my arm, pulling me back to finish her earlier conversation. My name's Ellie. My dad called me Little Bird. What's yours? Oh, that memory of him. Little one. My name. I haven't used my name in so long I've almost forgotten. Yet, seeing this little girl reminds me of how I once was. My name. I kneel down to eye level with Ellie. My name's Penelope, and my dad used to call me Little One. Ellie giggles to herself for a brief moment. Little Bird and Little One, off on an adventure. I stand back up, give Ellie a gentle pat on the back, and we start our journey to the beacon. But when we get there, I don't know what I'm going to do next. So I don't think I'll ever outdo myself on that one. From 2018 to 2022, pretty long gap between the two episodes, especially when I've had it sitting on my desktop for 3 years. And I have to say, like, at least once a week in all that time, I thought, I have to read that story, I have to get back to that one, it's so great. I do have to read that part too. Well, that goes to show you. Eventually I get around to everything, even if it takes me a ridiculously long time. So I know a lot of you are waiting for the end of the Werewolves saga, Werewolves are Assholes, and that's coming up too, and lots of other things that I've left for way too long will be resolved. Hopefully in the near future. I keep saying these, I know, but I am getting around to them, I promise. It was really fun to do that one. Thoughts, feelings, anything you want to mention in the comment section below the video, and as ever, I'll do my best to join the conversation. That is enough for your Wednesday evening's entertainment. Of course, I'll be back again with the podcast tomorrow and back here again on Friday evening. Till then, very, very sweet dreams and bye-bye. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this story today. Really means a lot to me and to the author of the story, of course. Well, if you want to know more about me, I'm pretty much everywhere on social media. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can download my music on SoundCloud. I've got a Patreon if you feel like. Throw me $1 or $2. Very much appreciated. And of course, on Reddit, I have a place where you can leave stories if you want me to read one that you've written. Well, hoping to see you all again very soon. Till then, sweet dreams, and bye-bye.